Hello everyone, welcome to R-BoP, Riddick's Book of Philosophy. I am Philip Riddick, and this is R-BoP. This is where I get to talk about what I want to talk about the way I want to talk about it. Alright guys, got a subject here, and it has to deal with how we treat people, how we treat each other, how folks treat folks. It's all about how we relate to each other and how we treat each other. All right, guys. So it's all about the interaction between people. Okay, the way that we cooperate. So I guess the word would be cooperation. All right, guys. So in regards to cooperation, you need to be able to relate to people. All right, so that would obviously be a relationship. All right, guys, so to cooperate is to operate together, to work together. You have one person that operates and another person that operates, and together they co-operate. Cool. All right, now to cooperate, which would be a partnership, guys, I would say that would be 50-50. One person does half, the other person does half. It shouldn't be one person do all of it and the other person reaping the benefits. That's not cooperating. That's kind of being taken advantage of. All right, guys. But in the words of a very great man, I think his name was Teddy Pendergrass, part of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Not talking about a 60-40, not talking about a 70-30. Talking about a 50-50 love. Anyway, guys, to cooperate requires a lot of people. Now, what I did not know about YouTube when I first started this with Daddy Cooks is I did not know that there was a network. All right, yes, I knew that there was a YouTube network. I knew there was a lot of people on this website, but there are broken down smaller networks. We have the Taste-Made community, which I am part of, and some of my YouTube and Taste-Made brethren. But you have smaller networks, okay? You have guys that work together, guys that frequent each other's channels, okay? I'm guilty of that. I have a certain circle of friends and frequented YouTube channels that I see all the time. I go there, I watch, I seek out, I see what they do, and in some cases I mimic or I enhance or I get ideas from. And that's all part of the cooperation thing. We borrow from each other. Yes, we do. All right. I remember there was a time when everybody was doing grill stones. You know, for a while, everybody was using House of Sang stir fry oil. Everybody was using that. Okay, to include Coakley's barbecue sauce. I'll get back to that. All right, but yeah, we borrow from each other. But as far as communities and working together to operate concurrently, R-BoP is an example of that. I have fortunately been able to leverage the assistance of some of my YouTube brethren, YouTube compadres, and YouTube friends. This is a network, or I'm trying to build one, where we are working together. YouTubers helping YouTubers, all right? Maybe one of these days the R-BoP network will be a great and wonderful thing. Who knows? All right, guys. Now, in regards to cooperating, you have to obviously be in part of a relationship. And in these relationships, guys, you have to have certain things to have a successful relationship, like-minded, all right? To be in a relationship with people or a person that thinks the way you do, does the stuff you do, that are like-minded, is obviously a bonus. It makes things easier, all right? Not only do you want to be in a relationship with someone that's like-minded, you want to be in a relationship with someone that you enjoy being around or watching or viewing or interacting with, something that's enjoyable. All right. Also in a relationship, when you're cooperating, you also want it to be two ways. All right. Two-way flow of information, not just one. All right. Now, having said that about cooperating in relationships, I want to introduce you to, and he is also going to introduce himself, to a guy that was very savvy, very shrewd in his way of doing things. All right, and I'm talking about Mr. Lloyd Coakley from Coakley's Barbecue Sauce. All right. I'm going to let him say his words, which are valuable. He has a lot of good information, a lot of good helpful hints for you. And then after that, I want to talk about how shrewd this man is. So without any further ado, here is Mr.
YouTube, welcome back to Coakley's Barbecue Sauce. It's been a while since I've been around. Glad to be back with you. It's been requested by Mr. Philip Riddick, the famous Daddy Cooks YouTube channel, that I take a moment and talk about a couple things in relationship to YouTube and business relationships and partnering. So, first of all, I feel privileged that, first of all, you get to see this, and secondly, that Mr. Riddick has asked me to do this because I'm truly humbled that I'm even asked to do it. So I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about cooperation and relationship building in relationship to YouTube and business and people who want to start a channel or people who want to take a channel that's already started and grow the channel, if you will. Not that I'm any expert about growing a YouTube channel, but I do know one or two things about business. So Mr. Riddick has asked me to do this, and I'm more than pleased to do it. Let's start with cooperation in relationship to YouTube. I think there are 5 tenets necessary for good cooperation when you start a YouTube channel in relationship to, one, the viewers, and in relationship to other people who have YouTube channels. So the first thing you need to do is be extremely giving when you have a YouTube channel. And what I mean by that is you have to, first of all, be willing to share whatever it is you know with whoever wants to see it without any need or expectation of return on the investment. When I do cooks on YouTube, I'm cooking so people can either learn what I know how to already cook or for that reason. So what you have to do is be giving and not have any expectations of receiving anything back. The second thing you have to do is be open to information exchange. So there are people who respond to my cooks on YouTube and they give me little suggestions, change this one little thing or add this one little thing. And I take those to heart, and I actually do them. I may not respond to them or respond openly on YouTube that I do these things, but I do take advice from other people, and I do share what I know over and above what I show on the YouTube Cooks. So if there's one little thing extra that I think might make something a little more special or a little better, I share it with whoever wants to know it. And they also do that with me. You have to be community focused. YouTube is extremely large, but it's also extremely small. There are many, many disciplines on YouTube. I'm talking to you about cooking channels specifically. But I mean, you got people doing auto repair, you got people doing house framing, plumbing, anything you want to see, you can find it on YouTube. So you have to be willing to be a part of that community, which is specific to your discipline, if you will. So do that. You have to always, 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 always be positive. There's absolutely nothing negative about a YouTube channel unless you make it negative. You're giving something to the world to help them, hopefully, and hopefully they watch it with that in mind. So be extremely positive about what you do and be happy to share what you share. The last thing in relationship to cooperation I would suggest is that you have a mind to be diverse. You are presenting a subject matter to the world, and it goes to many, many, many different kinds of people. So what you have to do is tailor what you do to reach and match the requirements of most people, which is extremely difficult to do because if I do a barbecue cook, everybody doesn't barbecue. Barbecue is not big everywhere in the world. It's big in the South here in the United States. It's of course big in the St. Louis metropolitan area here. So it's easy to communicate with those people about barbecue cooks. But for somebody in Romania, I'll give you an example. I went to Romania for my job, and I showed the people one of my barbecue cooks. And they were extremely excited about barbecue because they never had barbecue, which seemed kind of strange to me, but you know, that's not what they do. So I actually cooked them some barbecue while I was there, and now they're just head over heels about barbecue. So what you have to do is understand that everybody doesn't really understand what you're doing, and they're watching you trying to learn. So keep a mind of diversity in the forefront so that you speak to everybody and not just specific people. Okay? The second topic Mr. Riddick asked that I talk about was relationship building. This is a big one in relationship to anything in life. Has not specific to YouTube channels or just business in general, but life itself revolves around relationship building. So I have 5 tenets for relationship building as well. The first thing you have to do is what I call being relevant. When building relationships, you have to find people who have things in common with you that either enhance or support what you do. Okay? So I'm going to get to another topic a little later that actually supports what I just said. But you have to find people who think the way you think and like the things you like and do the things you do. Okay? The second thing you have to do in relationship building is be absolutely, positively transparent. You need to be an open book to your viewers. You need to be an open book to your business associates, your friends, your colleagues, everybody. So if there's something in relationship to your YouTube channel that's hidden, or you have a hidden agenda, then I probably wouldn't suggest you do this YouTube thing, because you have to be open and people have to be able to access you and people have to be able to ask questions, etc. The third thing is you have to be trustworthy when you build relationships. People have to have the feeling that they can contact you, expect you to give an honest response with no hidden agendas, and that your response will be for the sole purpose of helping them do whatever they're trying to do. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is to be absolutely positively respectful to everybody. You don't want to go to somebody's YouTube channel and just beat up on them because let's say they have 10,000 viewers or members and you only have 100. So you don't want to just try to sabotage people or just be negative for no reason. I would suggest, actually, if you have a negative comment, just keep it to yourself. If you don't have something good to say, don't say anything. That's what my mom always told me, so that would be my advice. The last thing in building relationships is to be accessible. You can't really communicate with people if they can never access you. So when you're trying to build a YouTube channel, or you're trying to just do any business, or you're just trying to make friends in general, you have to be accessible for people to ask you questions, for people to get to know you, for people to learn who you are, and for people to further a meaningful relationship with you. Now, I'm going to go to my YouTube channel and give you an example of how everything I just said ties into building a business. You of course know Coakley's barbecue sauce is what we do. That barbecue sauce has been sent to just about every state in the union. It's been served in 3, 4, 5, 10 foreign countries. When I started the actual retail, if you will, commercial business with the barbecue sauce, I made the barbecue sauce when I was 8, but it took me this long to actually market the barbecue sauce. Last year, 2014, in August, is when I marketed the barbecue sauce publicly. So I started a YouTube channel, and my intention was to, 1, do some cooks on YouTube, 2, have people around the country test the barbecue sauce, and 3, introduce the barbecue sauce to the world. So let me talk about cooperation and relationship building and relationship with the barbecue sauce. I sent that barbecue sauce to several, who I thought were very, very good YouTube cooks. Daddy Cooks is one of them, Mr. Philip Riddick. As a matter of fact, I think he was actually the first or second person I sent some sauce to. And what I did was I sent the sauce to him and I asked them to just give me their honest opinion of the sauce. I didn't ask them to make a video. I didn't ask them to do any kind of taste testing on camera. All I asked them was for their honest opinion on the sauce. Fortunately for me, every one of them did a video. So I kind of lucked out. That was a good thing. I didn't get any negative responses on the barbecue sauce, so that was a plus for me. While I did that, I actually started building relationships with people and actually making friends. Now, I have met maybe 3 or 4 YouTube cooks since August. That's it. I talked to hundreds of them, but I've only met 3 or 4 of them. But it all seems like a community and a family to me, and they all seem like my friends, even though we've never met. I talked to a couple of them on the phone. I sent some emails to a few of them. We corresponded and communicated that way. But I've never actually met most of the people I actually talk to in the YouTube cook community. So that's what I mean when I talk about being cooperative and building relationships. Hopefully this has helped somebody in some way do something to better their YouTube channel or start a YouTube channel. And Mr. Riddick, I do appreciate you for letting me do this. Get back soon. Hope you're safe. Need to see you cook some more food. I love what you do. Love all the YouTube cooks. See you when I see you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye.
All right, there it is. All right, valuable information from not only a fellow YouTuber, but a person that is very market savvy. Now, what do I mean about that? Mr. Coakley, this man is a marketing genius, and I'm gonna tell you why. And this is my opinion. He ain't paying me to say this. This is just what I observed. Okay. He said that I was the first or the second. I think I was the first because I posted my video. This one here. You look at the date yourself. It was May the 23rd, 2014 when I posted my video. But what he did was he approached me, sent me a message and saying, hey, I'm going to send you my barbecue sauce and I would like for you to give me your opinion on it. Cut and dry. That's all he asked me for. Once I did receive, had some difficulty. He sent me some and it went to a different address, and then he sent me some more. I finally got that, and then I lucked out because the second one showed up, so I got 2. Anyway, I got the sauce, and I told him that I would give him my honest opinion. So in the spirit of honesty, I didn't open it until I did the video. Okay, guys? And once again, he never asked me to do a video, and by far, and I'm not BSing you guys, by far that is one of the best barbecue sauces that I have ever used. So I did a video on it, and he actually asked me if he could put it on the website, and he did. He does have my video on his website, which is good. Honor to me. Thank you there, Lloyd. I appreciate it. All right, but no, he did not ask me to do a video. I did the video. And then I think following me was JB and a bunch of other of our popular YouTube channels when it comes to barbecuing and cooking. And that was amazing strategy for a couple of reasons. One, he leveraged some of the more popular YouTube channels and got that advertising for free. Genius, because we didn't ask him for anything to my knowledge. I know I didn't. And second, we're talking target marketing. Target marketing. It's one thing, guys, to have a barbecue sauce commercial to come up on TV where some people are watching reality shows or sports or the news or whatever. You're going to get some hits. Okay, you're going to get some business from that. But when you market through a couple of YouTube channels specifically designed around barbecuing, and the people that are looking at those channels are interested because they had to search for your channel, boom, that's business. He did that very, very, very smartly. My hat's off to you, Lloyd. You a genius dog. Anyway, guys, and like he said, this indeed is a community. I have my circle of friends and a circle of colleagues, and we are pretty much close knit. We do talk to each other, we comment each other, we play off of each other. It is a very close knit community. All right, and he actually, Lloyd Coakley, he's one of the few who is actually, he's on my personal Philip Riddick Facebook. I don't accept a lot of folks. A lot of people I will divert you to Daddy Cooks, but I consider Lloyd Coakley to be one of my friends. He also got me on the ALS Freaking Ice Bucket Challenge too. I remember that. But yes, he is my friend, and I have a lot of them here. And hopefully in the future, we continue to show cooperation, and we continue to build our relationships. Having said that, I will see you when I see you.